You're live.
All right, we are live
All right, enjoy.
and enjoying being live and being alive and being in the moment. For we might have stiffened up a little bit in the shoulder area. And we last time we did some shoulder and hip opener kind of exercises. We keep going from that and also do a little bit more side stretchy and hip stretchy things, back bendy. So we can have blocks like nearby. They might come in handy. That's it. Let's roll. From here, we're sitting comfortably, so stay in this position. Do let your hands just rest heavy on your lap. If you feel like before you start putting yourself in a good posture, just hang a little bit, let the head hang and let the whole body feel heavy around the shoulders and everything. And maybe you can take a long, deep exhale, just like let it out through the mouth. Shake the head around a little bit. And then if you take a long inhale and just like let the spine kind of like erect itself by itself, like one vertebrae at a time, until you come to the chest area. We can open up the chest a little bit. Let the shoulders open up and the crown of the head rise up like a string is pulling you up. And then from there we can just let an exhale come, let the shoulders feel heavy again. Now we can turn the palms up as we are inviting energy. Today let's stay in a feeling of light and lightness and inviting energy. These are some topics we might have in our mind when we do a little bit chest and heart opening, back bend, hip opening. But we want us to also feel that there's a strong foundation for this, so that we don't overdo it, so we don't push ourselves over boundaries we're not ready to cross yet. We just be in a feeling of lightness. And if you ever feel like there's no that feeling of lightness anymore, then we can back it down a little bit, come back to that feeling. And the feeling we're looking for is one thing that the body is telling us is you'll immediately feel your breath starts changing. When it's light, when you're feeling good, when you're feeling open, the breath feels open and it feels strong and long. And once you start shortening your breath and start to feel uncomfortable to breathe, that's the sign we're looking for. When you start to feel like, I want to keep my guard up. We listen for that and we stay in the perfect spot, in the right place, the sweet spot right there at the edge. Now, before we open the eyes up, we can let our hands float in the air from the knees coming up, like lifting it up and stretching out a little bit, rotating the hands over your head a little bit. Make it fist and then spread the fingers out again. Really tall, far over your head. We can let the palms connect to each other, coming down and over your head, and just cup the hands over the eyes and slowly open the eyes up and let the light back in. We can let the hands come out to the sides. Long inhale. On the long exhale, we can hug ourselves. We can just like wrap around the shoulder blades and become heavy again, like we were in the beginning. Let's just hang out a little bit, widen the shoulder blades. And then feel it rise up again like this. And when we exhale, we can just let the hands drop down behind us. And then kick the feet out. And thank you for sitting with a cross-legged position a couple of minutes. It feels kind of yogic to do that, if you may use such a term. To start and end in that position. It's always a bit uncomfortable and the body is kind of restless. But we'll come back to that position in the end and just really feel the difference. Now, if we extend the legs a little bit, and just before we start moving around more actively, we just push ourselves forward a little bit. We can massage the legs a little bit, shake them out a little bit. These are also some of the deepest stretches that we're gonna invite the body to today. The forward folds, the really heavy. When you're leaning a little bit forward, do you feel a stretch in your lower spine? Do you feel any discomfort? Do you know today that you want to go deeper? I know we have been like going deeper and deeper into forward folds, and today we might be in a good position to really go a little bit further. As always, there is balance, and there is never a back bend without a forward fold to kind of balance it out. If we sit up straight, and we can take the legs together and really flex the fingers, and just let the hands sink down, tuck the chin in a little bit. You can feel your Ujjayi breath almost immediately turning on. It's a slight constriction in the throat. We're sitting now in a position called Dandasana. You can tuck your belly in a little bit. And just look at that point, the tip of the nose, or just looking down. Now, let's rise from this position. We can slide the hands back a little bit and push ourselves up onto the feet. Widen the stance a little bit, and we're back in the Malasana. I can immediately grab the blocks if you need them. We can let the heels lift up a little bit, but if you feel comfortable, just slide your hands in front of the feet and sit down. Same feeling as we did sitting in Dandasana. Tuck the chin in a little bit, sit straight with the back, but now turn your attention to the pelvic floor, right there in the center, and connect that feeling of a little bit active from the pelvic floor all the way down to this Ujjayi breath. There's a strong foundation from the base of your spine. That's where it starts, and it will travel all the way up to the top. We want this feeling all the way out through the practice, never feeling like there's a loose part of the chain. If there is, we're gonna go back and pick it up and come back to this feeling. If you can now, just push your hands down until you can lift your heels up and just slide the feet back, crawl into a little plank position. Doesn't have to look good. And we can really lift the hips up, and immediately we find ourselves walking into a downward facing dog. We can really push the fingertips out, let the head drop down a little bit, shake it around. Shift your weight from one side to the other, stretching out one leg, see if it feels different from one side to the other. And then just gently roll over the feet until you land on the back of the foot on one side, the knee coming down, other foot coming down in the tabletop position. And it feels really easy. You can take some weight off the shoulders and just like rotate them out, lift up the head. Breathe in and then breathe out. Tuck the tailbone in, turn the head in. Let's go like a wave with this feeling of connectedness to the spine, like that. Same feeling, same breath. You can have it turned on. If Ujjayi breath doesn't feel natural for you, that doesn't matter at all. Just breathing in, breathing out. Eventually you find it and the connection to it. From here we just like come up, tailbone up, lift head up and really open the eyes up. And then looking down, looking in, pushing away. One last time in a cow. Breathing out, pushing back to a cat pose. And then slowly slide away up to the fingertips until we can push away the floor, walk the hands a little bit closer. This is the first version of Ustrasana. It's called a camel pose. And of course we're gonna peek in this variation of this pose later. Now we're just like, okay, I'm okay on my knees. I can rotate the shoulders back a little bit and then take one hand at a time. I start with my left, lifting up and then rotating it back. Do it a couple of more times. Follow the breath and it goes up. And it goes back down. Last one, really big and long. We can follow it with the eyes, as we do in Vinyasa. Coming down and ending up on the hip, and then turning the attention to the other side, lifting it up. Rotating far back. Is there any uneven feeling in the shoulders? Is one shoulder cracking or snapping? Do we need to pay extra attention to one shoulder? Last one. Coming back down. And then both hands on the hips, and we can sink down a little bit. Sliding the hands forward again, crawling them, but sinking the hips down at the same time, as far back as we can go. If you feel okay, you can slide all the way down to your heels, and then just like lower the head down. Come up on the fingertips with straight arms first, and really push the head down. Just for a couple of breaths. And then let the palm and everything go down. Soften a little bit. Balasana. All right, we start slow, and we start to pick it up from here. A powerful Vinyasa Flow, not too advanced. Poses we mostly know very well. So if you find your attention, your mind drifting on and off, that's okay. Just be with the breath, and be with the spine, and be with the body. Allow it to be very simple, very easy. Don't have to solve any problems today. We can come back from this position, come back into the plank position, like really lifting the head up, straight arms again, pushing the floor down with the fingertips. Come up on one foot and then the other, lifting the knees, and slide back to downward facing dog. Now this time we can really stretch out the dog. Draw the tailbone back, head coming down, both heels pointing back, and really make the spine long for just a couple of breaths. And then we turn the attention forward, looking forward, and taking one or several little steps to go forward in between the hands. And we can have hips width apart so we don't feel too tight in the hips already. And then we can just like let the head coming forward, hands sliding up the shins a little bit. And then put some weight on the legs and on the hands, just pushing it down and let the head hang. Some people feel that there's some release in the spine when we're doing this. For a couple of breaths, we're just standing here, looking down, turn the head from left to right. And then we can bend the knees a lot, and with straight arms, just take them in front of you and stand up, lift up, and straight legs. And then we can put the feet together, take the hands together and to the heart. And with the hands in front of the heart, we can give ourselves a little promise. A promise of allowing yourself the very best. Allowing yourself to also listen to what the body needs, and not just where we think it should go. Maybe we're in the right place right now, right here. From this position in the traditional Hatha yoga, we sometimes start the sun salutation by just like from the hands, from the heart, lifting them up to the sky with a slight back bend. And this is pretty hard on the body already, but we do an easy version of it. We just like lift the chest up a little bit, lift the head up, and look up. We feel the feet connected to the ground. We feel everything that we talked about before, like the spine, the Ujjayi breath, the pelvic floor, and all the way up to the chest. And if we let the hands come up again, like all the way up, separate, and then go all the way down to the feet. And with a straight spine, coming back to like this again. Here we go. Rise up, inhale, back to the heart center. And then in Vinyasa yoga, we have a simplified version of the sun salutation. It's easier for the back, easier for the hips. We just take the hands down to mountain pose, roll the shoulders back, and then we can do either way. We can go with the hands in front, we can go the hands to the side, and some go in front. I always go like out on the sides. I don't know why, it just feels right to me. So let's see where we are. Here we go, from one breath, inhale, up, and the exhale, coming down. Halfway lift, inhale, long spine, and then hands down, exhale, stepping back. You can follow the same exhale if you want, or take an extra. Feet flat, lifting up, baby cobra. Listen to the first cobra, it might feel kind of intense. Coming back down, tuck the feet in, lift up, and push back to downward facing dog. Notice if you have a feeling of symmetry on the body, or is one foot a little bit in front of the other. Is there a feeling of symmetry in the hips to the shoulders? Do you feel square? Do you feel like you have even weight on both hands? Are you breathing? Take one more long in and exhale. And then on next inhale, look forward, long spine again. Exhale and step forward. And if both feet are in front, we Lengthen the spine again, lifting up, inhale and then exhale, down. All the way up, inhale up, hands up, coming back down, down to the mountain pose. And when the breath is all the way down in the belly, we'll start over. Lifting up, exhale and fold. Halfway lift, just make everything feel long and inhale on that and then push back, exhale. All the way down on the same breath, deeper cobra. You can always do your version anytime you like to pick up an up dog. And then tuck the feet in, down dog. Everybody is different. Some people can easily push the heels down in the dog already from the start. Some people can never do that, and that's totally fine. Allow your heels to be hidden behind your toes, toes pointing forward, knees pointing forward. Even weight on both feet. And feel steady there. Last breath, and then looking forward, inhale. Exhale and take a silent, smooth step or jump. Halfway lift when the feet are in between your hands, lifting up. And then fold. Imagine yourself pushing the feet down, lifting up to the sky. Arms up. And then back down. Let's keep going. Next time you exhale completely, we start the inhale. Rise up to the sun. Down to Mother Earth. Look at the horizon. Eyes are really open. But we don't have to tilt the head back. And then push down, down to the ground. If you want to go chaturanga or halfway to chaturanga, we can always do a variation of it. Lifting up, up dog or a cobra. Downward facing dog again. Do you ever feel that there's a part of you that feels unsteady, like unstable? Let's look for those spots and focus extra on them. I know for me, it's always been about the hands and the wrists that I have to put extra attention to in all of these poses. Maybe it's the same for you. Maybe it's the shoulders. One more breath. And then inhale, look forward. And then exhale, a little step or jump. Let's make the spine long again. Halfway lift forward. And exhale and fold. We're lifting it up, arms come up. And we come back to this position again. When the hands are in front of the chest, we can stay there. Going back to traditional Hatha style yoga. Let's see how it feels if we put the feet all the way together and rise the chest up. We can start looking at the horizon and then imagine yourself pushing your heart up. Arms go up and we inhale deeply. And then they come all the way down to the toes again. And from the toes, we can do a chair pose. Bended knees, arms go up. We sit down into it. Take another breath, inhale. And exhale. Stand up on the next inhale. And fold gently down on the exhale. And make that long spine again. Maybe the fingertips can stay now on the floor, maybe. Coming back down to a plank pose. If you want to sink gently down to chaturanga, we can always lower the knees down first, tuck the elbows in, and then, when you're like a plank, lifting the knees up again, push the feet flat. Into up dog from here. Lifting the chin up and eyes up. Downward facing dog. But let's build from here. Lift up the right leg, push it back and up. Inhale, and then exhale and step it forward. Easy version of Warrior One called High Crescent Lunge. We just lift it up. It's a bit wobbly, but we put some extra weight on the back foot. Feel from the pinky toe to the big toe, and then the arms can go really wide apart first, like a line dancer, and then they can go up slowly. And this is already kind of intense for the shoulders for many people. So let's be realistic. If you have to have bent arms, that's fine. And from here, just let them come down, one at a time. Or both. One down. And then we can take the opposite side hand and we can rotate up. Gentle rotation, no super hardcore twisting today. Just gentle twisting like this. One hand can go up, one hand can come down. Nice. Breathe so you feel like you're inviting the breath. Listen to it when it starts to get challenging. Next time we breathe out, Let the hand come down. We're back in the runner's lunge, pushing back that foot, doing a vinyasa again. If you want to go for the chaturanga version without putting the knees down first, we can. Lifting up, up dog, it's a bit heavier on the shoulders. And then downward facing dog again. Here we are. Lift the left the same way we did, lifting it up, inhale. Stepping it forward and feel control over both feet before we pick up the rest of the body. And we can really go wide first. Sink down the hips a little bit, like we're come down like this, and then we can rise up. And some days we are a bit wobbly, and some days we are like super stable. But let's go. If you're wobbly day to day, let's go for stability. First and foremost, okay. Let's see if we can do the same way. I can go easy on my thigh first. Opposite hand, pushing down, lifting the other hand out. And if you find yourself kind of slouching a little bit when you enter this position, allow yourself to come back to pushing back the heel, pushing down the floor with a hand, and then pushing up the hand with the other, pushing down the foot in front. And breathing. Let's take another breath. Inhale long. Nice. And then exhale, back and down, runner's lunge. Pushing back. We're here. Last chaturanga, coming down. Lifting it up. And the legs are active, the core is active here. And then pushing down dog. Good, we're getting warmed up. Let's keep the momentum coming to us. A little bit more. Looking forward, inhale. Exhale and stepping forward. Very nice. See if we can lengthen the spine first. And fold and enter the chair pose once more. And in the chair pose, we can start by just looking at the horizon. Sink down, tailbone, tuck the belly in a little bit. And then from the chair pose, we take the hands to the heart again. And as we're exiting the chair pose, we're entering this gentle hatha style back bendy pose. We're just flowing with it, but this time we can maybe allow ourselves to stay in it for just a few breaths, maybe just 3. Doesn't have to look good. Just feel the feet pushing down, hips pushing forward, hands as far as they can go up, even though it feels like the shoulders are hugging the ears. Last breath. Nice. And then fold back to the toes again. Hang out. Stretch the spine forward first. And then come down. Plank position. If it's too many chaturangas, we can ease off a little bit and then push back when you're ready. Up dog, inhale. Down dog, exhale. Back to right foot, lifting it up. Very nice. Coming forward. Stepping like this. And let's go for that high crescent lunge again. That's nice. We can feel, can we connect the hands over the head in this position? Let them drop back down. If you feel like you want to prep for a good camel pose or strasana as a peak pose today, and this is a good prep. Lifting the elbows up a little bit. And then I'm dropping the left, if I have the left back, I have the left hand, can drop it down to the thigh like this, just holding it like this. And the other hand can come up over you, like you're going in to a peaceful warrior. And feel the back leg rotate back and the heel can land. And we're lifting ourselves up into a warrior. We're gonna do this lower down later. We're just opening up first and then sliding into extended side angle from here. Inhale. One hand can drop down on the thigh, other hand can look up, stretch up, the eyes can follow it, and the palm can turn down and fingertips can stretch out. And here we are. Does this make your breath smaller? Does this make you feel slightly uncomfortable? Can we take one long breath? Take back that big one. And exhale. And when you inhale next time, let's go back into a peaceful warrior. Coming back, but this time, hands drop down behind you and we extend the front. Lift up first, over your head, inhale. And when we exhale all the way into the front as far as we can reach and then down to triangle pose. We can always grab one of the blocks if you want to. Just push down the leg, lift up the other side and let that hand behind you rise up again. But this time it goes straight. Vertical line from the floor to as far as we can reach. Just pushing away. I always push away all my fingers, extend them as much as I can. Some people keep their hands together, like the fingers are glued together. I don't really like that, so just push them out. Do your version. Next exhale. We follow this hand all the way down, and we enter this twisty position again. Now the heel behind you can lift up, and we see if we can push up a little bit higher. One side pushing up, one side pushing down. We inhale, look up at the hand, push down the other one. Last breath. And then back down. Hand can come back to the pinky toe, and we drop down. Let's do the other side. Chaturanga first, or easy version of Chaturanga. Pushing up, up dog. Nice. And then down dog. Here we go. Let the left leg float. Lift it up. Step it forward. Here we are. We're entering the high crescent lunge. Looking up. Arms go up. Feeling steady. If the body doesn't want to feel steady, let's make the mind feel steady first. The breath be steady. That spine connection is steady. And then the body will slowly adapt. It will follow. Hands glued together. Let's see if we can tickle between the shoulder blades a little bit. Lift up the heart again. This feels good. Can we slowly drop into peaceful warrior? So now if my right leg is in the back, I see if my right arm can reach it back behind me like this. And the other one can just like slowly lift up over the head. I'm feeling in control here. See if we can drop down the heel behind you and then go a little bit further. Let the hands slide down a little bit longer. And stay. Breathe, open up the chest. Breathe out, sink a little bit deeper. And the next inhale, we go forward. Inhale, extended side angle, dropping down the elbow. Other hand follow behind you, lifting up. Stretching out from the hip to the ribs to the shoulders. Eventually turning the palm down and fingertips really pushing forward. And if there's uncomfortable feeling, let's invite the comfortable feeling again. Big chest, big breath. Looking at the hand. Very nice. Let's see if we can follow it up again. Going back to peaceful warrior. Back behind you. Lift up the chest. Lift up the arm in front of you. And extend the front leg. So we can go with the exhale to the triangle. Slowly reaching forward. Dropping it down gently. Take a block if you want to. Rotate the chest. And that arm that's resting behind the back can lift up again. A vertical line again. On exhale, can drop the hand down a little bit lower. And inhale. Can widen the distance between the shoulders again. And a couple more breaths like this, just for you. So that then, when we're ready, next exhale, we can drop all the way down again. See if we can turn the knee down, turn the whole hip down, and twist again. Easy twist. One hand pushing down, one hand lifting up. Whatever your body is feeling right now. Maybe there's a little bit of release lower in the spine. Let the eyes follow the hand as lifting up. And another long breath. And then exhale, we look at the hand and the hand come down to the pinky toe side. And then we can step back, we're in a plank. One last Chaturanga. Hugging the elbows in. Active core, lifting up to up dog. A nice, and a down dog. Shake it out a little bit. If that was a little bit intense, go for a couple more flows like this for building up some momentum, building up some energy. We can blow out through the mouth and shake the head around and then look forward again. In between the hands, step to that point in between the hands with both feet. And then step them together so we can do chair pose. Inhale. Lengthen, exhale, and fold. Then we can bend the knees, coming up to chair pose, as low chair pose as we can possibly go. Tailbone down, looking forward. Strong Ujjayi breath, everything is strong. Take the hands to the heart. Exhale first, and then take the heart up to the sky. Extending the legs, lifting up. Maybe we can gently back bend. We don't have to look like anything. We can just feel like we're in control. A little banana, standing on the floor, reaching for the sky. One more breath, and then we bow down. Very good. Let's keep going. We might have a block in handy. Exhale, inhale first. And then when we exhale, we're stepping back. This time when we're stepping back, we can stay in the plank first, and we can just lean over to the right side, dropping the heel down there, and see if we can push the other leg in front of us. We can do an easy side plank, one hand pushing down, one hand lifting up. If side plank is easy for you, then you can just slide it back, stack the legs on top of each other. This first side plank, we're just like feeling into it, how the shoulders are doing. One hand is pushing down, one hand is lifting up. When we feel like we're in control, take another breath just for you. Nice. And from this one, follow the hand down, coming down, like this, lifting up again. You want to find a warrior stance for the warrior one. So here, with one leg that is like almost in the center of the mat, and the other can follow that center line with the heel, and the toes start pointing out. So find a position first where you are in contact with both of the feet, both of the heels, and then take a block in handy if you need it, and then stand up. We're standing like high crescent lunge, but this time we're connected. Very good. Connected to the ground, and the arms can separate a little bit more than usual, so the chest can be really wide. And here we are. From this position, you can first drop down all the way back behind you. We can interlace the fingers if we can reach them. We can just like grab the wrist, chest coming even more forward, head lifting up. Very good, as if we are going for one of those humble warriors, but not quite yet. Let's just see how it feels if we extend the front leg. Both feet are still in control. We got that hip pointing forward, both left and right side. And then we release again. Now we're in a good position to do a reverse triangle. As we're kind of like rotating into it. One hand can end up on the hip, and the other can follow back to the center and then down. This is a good position to start rotating. We can grab the block, we can grab the inside of the foot, down to the floor, and go from there. I'm on my fingertips now, but if you feel okay, come down to the palm. And if you know that you have to bend your leg a little bit to get into the position, do that. Allow yourself to bend the leg a little bit until you can rotate the chest up. If you feel okay there, we can push the hip back and extend the leg again. Slowly, gently, we're going into reversed triangle pose. It's not the most comfortable one, but yeah, keep going. Nice. 2 more breaths. And the last one, just for you. Next exhale, extend again. Bend the leg again, hand coming down. Same way we did the reverse triangle, we'll do just this forward folding. We call it Parsottanasana. We can come up to the fingertips again, like before. We can come up to 2 blocks if you want to. And if you feel okay, just come down to both palms and see if we can slowly extend again. Now, it's easy to like hold tension. We will enter this pose again and then come into a peaceful warrior or a humble warrior. This first one might feel a little bit uncomfortable. That's okay. You can do that. It's okay. Last breath, and then we release it. See how the other side feels. If you both hands separate, shoulder width apart, we can lift up the back heel and then push up and step back. Here we are. That was the right side. So let's do the left. Same thing. Chaturanga down. Up dog, up with that body active. Nice. Down dog. From the down dog, we can lean into a plank first, or we can do it straight from the dog. I'm leaning over to my left. The heel can touch the ground, and then the right foot can step forward to ease off the tension a little bit, to ease off the weight from the shoulder. And if you know your side plank well, we can walk the foot back. We can stay in this position, just lift the hip up and make it straight. Wherever you are, stay in that place just for you. And another 3 long breaths. Here we are. We're balancing, we're doing well. Even if you're sweating a little bit, it's okay. Breath start panting a little bit, we're soon out of it. Next breath, we're just stepping down. Here we are. Nice. So that was that foot in front, can stay in front, down the center of the mat. The left foot can point back, dig the heel in a little bit. We're in a good position to do a revolved triangle. Let's stand up first into the warrior, the wide stance warrior, the open warrior, really wide chest, and do feel both of your feet are connected. This is the feeling of the warrior. From here, we can go back behind you. If you can make a fist, interlace the fingers, or if you can't quite reach it, that's okay, just hold hands back, wherever works. Then lift the chin up. Stay like this. Just enjoy stretching out the back, calf muscles a little bit, and whatever you're feeling, a little bit more. And then we go for the full version, like extending the front leg as well. A little bit more balancey, but we stay in that for just a few more breaths. So we know we're trusting the feet in this position. The hips are square. We sometimes we call it this closed hip position. Let's see if we can release the fingers. And if I'm on my right foot in front, that side goes to the hip, left goes forward, like the opposite hand into reversed triangle. You can grab a block if you want to. Slide down the foot, to the inside of the foot. Slide down to the palm if you need to. You can bend the leg as much as you want to, and then start to rotate the shoulder up. Nice. And when you feel like you're in control, also from the back heel, it's easy to make the back heel lift up a little bit. Yeah? Try to push it down, and then alright, we're in it. Stay for another 3 breaths. Inhale, exhale. Done side planks. Today we've done reversed triangles, and that's not easy. Last breath, and then exhale. Ease off a little bit. Bend the leg again. Use 2 blocks if you want to. 2 hands, one on either side of the foot. Parsvottanasana again. Pushing down. If your leg is bent now, see if you can push that right side of the hip back, and come down to heavy hands again, and really dip the head down low here. We're almost done. Almost. Last breath. And then bend the leg again. Release the back heel, let it lift. Here we are, stepping back, a plank position again. Shake out the head, and slide into a downward facing dog. Just hang out. Nice. Let's see where we are in the hips and shoulders. We've done some side planking, and we did the last standing sequence, and then we come down deeper into the hips. Here we go, looking forward, inhale, and then exhale, and step forward. Halfway lift, lengthen, and then fold. Before we do the last standing sequence, we can separate the feet a little bit and stay in Uttanasana, this forward fold. We can grab the calf muscles, we can grab big toes if you want to. And do the real, just hanging out. A few breaths, just heels. Feeling how's the old back doing. Next sequence will contain a tree pose, a warrior 2, a goddess pose, and eventually a forward fold. It's gonna feel kind of nice, I think. So let's see how open your hips want to go today. Here we are. If we've been hanging out like this, we can release the hands from the feet. We can step the feet together again a little bit. Here we are, taking that last chair to back bend variation. Start from the chair, pose, lifting the arms up, sinking the hips down, sinking the tailbone down. We're easing into it. Hands to the chest. Sit like this first. Remember, the spine is always the most important. From here, pushing away, hands go up. Stay here for a little bit. Super in control of the hip. And then, erect your spine and make everything like really straight. And hands down to the hips. And we start the tree pose from here, like this. We can start with the right foot, pushing down, and the left foot sliding up. We can grab it, of course, to help it up a little bit. Help it up above the kneecap if you want to, inner thigh. You can also go lower. And then, same feeling of centeredness. Yes. Try to make the hip as centered as possible. And active, center. And then we make it wide, hard, very nice. See if we can pick up the hands higher, a little bit higher. Nice. We're gonna do the warrior two. Come down, and take it either way we like. And just like, do a little sneaky warrior three on the way, just leaning forward. See how far back we can extend. I'm not gonna do any half moon poses. Let's see. And there, where it is. Here it is. In contact with the floor. And then we can take the heel in like this. And we open up for the warrior two. Chest is coming up and the hands can separate from each other like this. Extending and then pushing down. Here is the warrior two. Warrior two. Sometimes used as like a transitional pose that we just like go through on the way to extended side angle. Sometimes we like to just stay in it like this. Let's see how the forward fold is doing. If we take the back hand and just drop it back behind the back. Extend the front. Lift the toes with you. And then turn the toes the same way as the back foot. And then take the hand with you to the center in between the feet. And then rotate and lift up that hand again behind your back and lift it up. And rotate. And then drop it down. Both hands in front of you. Thumbs together, and then we can take them apart a little bit. And we can grab lock if you want to here. A forward fold. There you go. First, it might feel like this forward fold is feeling one leg is more open than the other. Maybe. But we'll do a last forward fold in the end, and then we'll see if both legs feel equally open, equally long. I hope. Let's see which leg needs the most attention today. Now, if we can slowly come up from it like this, just come up to a straight spine. Enjoy just lifting that front foot and turning it back so it's pointing forward. And take your hands with you. We can have blocks under the hands if you want to, and turn into a lizard pose first. Now we can go easy on the knee. We can put something soft under the knee, and if this is heavy on the knees, then we shouldn't overdo it. It's not about the knees really. We should just like be like this. in a little lizard pose. Let's come down to the hands, with the head hang. And then just to finish off this, we're gonna see if we can, and stop anytime this feels uncomfortable for your knees, just like we do in the Ustrasana later. We're coming up like this, coming up higher, higher, until we can maybe just push the hands onto the, yeah, that's okay. So just like we did standing in a crescent lunge, like the going into a peaceful warrior, this time we're a little bit lower, a little bit deeper. We should be able to do same thing. One hand slides back to the leg, the other hand opens up. If you feel like you have done this before, it's kind of cool when you trust your body to do it, grabbing around the calf muscles, or maybe it can just like, one block feels easier on the body right now. We can grab a block, we can slide it down. We just like playing with it a little bit and see if we can find 5 solid, stable breaths here. 2, maybe 1 more. Last one longer. And then as easy as we got into it, we're coming out of those. Back to lizard pose. And then just take that foot with you back, shake it out a little bit, have a block in handy by the side, come all the way down to, if you're not too uncomfortable doing it, we can just go into heart melting pose like this, puppy pose, and then to child's pose, where we're really just folded, hanging out. That was nice. It's the last standing sequence. We can let the same thing explore the left foot, left side. And see if we can come forward, look forward with the eyes, coming up to the feet a little bit, walk them a little bit closer to the hands, and when they are right in between the hands, we can step them together. Do one last chair to back bend to fold. We do a chair. We sit down into it comfortably. We enjoy the comfort and steadiness of the chair. Take the hands to the heart. Take one breath there, feel connected to the spine, and then we push the spine higher and higher and higher. Allow a slight back bend, but listen to the breath. It's still yours. It's still as free, as stable, as solid as before. And then we become tall trees and can let the hands come back to the heart. I started my tree on my right first, so I'm going back to the left. Slide the other foot up, with or without assistance, high or low, any way you like, your tree today. And then we try to center the tree, make the tree trunk really strong again. And when it's strong, we open it up. And we enjoy being a tree. And just checking around, like how is the crown of this tree? The face can relax. We can dance a little bit higher. A little bit higher still. And then see if we can fly the tree, coming back to the heart, and then release the foot, and then lean forward. One foot going back a little bit. Doesn't have to be like a super good, perfect warrior tree, but a little bit flying, pushing down one foot, extending the other, and then letting that drop down back behind you. Like a runner's lunge, opening up to a warrior two, dropping the heel down, turning the foot out, and then we can widen the stance if you wish. And then open up to that warrior. When you're in a warrior, both arms are parallel to the floor, shoulder to shoulder, and the hip want to follow that line, and the knee want to be pretty much right above the heel, but not further. And we can stay in this warrior too. Very underrated position to stay in and enjoy. Feeling of strength and openness at the same time. Now we can let the back hand, the one that you can't see, just back behind you, dropping down back behind your back, extend the front leg, lift up the toes, and turn the toes, and that hand that was in front, right down in between both of your feet. And then rotate the right shoulder up, lift up that hand, stay for 3 breaths, just rotating, breathing, enjoying. And then let it come down, rotate down. The thumbs can meet first, you can separate them. We're in a forward fold again. It's a nice position that we can really see our progress. We suddenly become aware of that we trust the body to let your shoulders and head drop down lower. We trust the hands and the feet and the balance, and it's a trusty position that doesn't take too much effort. It's not like a headstand, but it's in the same region of focus, and it's a good preparation for the inversions, like a headstand. Let's see if we can stay for another breath. And then go slowly to the lizard pose. Looking at the front foot, turning it forward. And eventually we can turn the whole body, the whole hip, everything down. Here we are. The lizard pose, we can let the knee drop down, we can let the foot down flat, but we can also put something nice and soft under it, hanging the head a little bit. If that last back bendy thing wasn't nice for you, we can do super easy version of it. We're just exploring and see where we want to go today. First, relax the face completely, blow out a long breath, and then you can come up to the fingertips and come up to the... I started on my thigh like this, just pushing it down, starting like this. This can be one position that we can stay in. The next is to the leg that's back behind me, drop that hand, same side, down to the thigh, down to a block, or maybe all the way down to the calf muscle, or maybe, who knows, all the way down to the foot. And then, just like we do, peaceful warrior style, lifting up the other over your head and let it gently back bend. If it's balancing and kind of challenging already, well, let's just like count another 3 long breaths just for you. 2, 1 last. And then we slowly and gently and carefully coming out of it, coming back like this. Once again, coming down, slide the foot back, shake it out a little bit. If you feel okay, going all the way down to the Balasana, child's pose. We do that again, coming down, hanging out. Let the head drop down to the mat. And we're actually done standing up for this time on the mat. Let's see what it's all about. Let's see where we want to go. How the body wants to express itself. I mean, it's there is a strong correlation to feelings, and well, it's always there, the connection, but it's very, very, very easy to see in the back bending sequence. That's when it becomes so clear. And sometimes that's very, very nice, but sometimes it's like not so nice. So let's stay in the very nice zone today. We're in a child's pose, and the last pose is like a camel pose. And we built up for it. So let's see where it wants to take us. And when we're coming up with the head, coming up to the fingertips a little bit, we can slowly lift the hips up, and we can kind of like walk the hands back, walking into a camel pose. We can take the blocks with us on the way if you want to. The blocks can always be there as a support, right there on the outside of your legs. And then we can also do it with the hands just staying on the hips. One good thing is to tuck the feet in a little bit first, so it gives a little bit extra feeling of control, and also the heels come up a little bit higher. We can do just like we did early on in the sequence in the warm-up. Slide one hand up and then take it all the way back, and if it stays on a block or on the foot, then it can stay. And the other one can come up and do the same thing, and it can stay. And then see if this feels like, oh no way, I want to not. Don't do that. But if you feel like it's okay, I stay for maybe 5 reps, just like imagine just like standing. Push the hips forward, chest is forward, and everything is good. Thank you for also listening to what your body wants to do today. We can also just like have the camel in mind, the same feeling, but start from the hips. Just like we did standing up, the hands can come then to the heart. And then we can lift the heart up and up and up. Separate slowly, like a big sun. And the hands can just come back to the hips, but with the heart like really pushing forward, chin up. And here we can stay for another 3. 2, 1. And then come down like, gently come out of it. We can have blocks with us, we can have them on the way. Going back to the right foot sliding in front, and the left foot sliding back along the line with the hip. Sliding into a pigeon pose. A pigeon pose can have a support from a block or anything you like. Start like this, make it feel easy. You can support the back knee with something soft as well. And this time we can come all the way down to the elbows if you wish. If you feel okay, we can really like bury the hand in the head in the hands, and you've been kind of warming up pretty well for it. So we stay here for a little bit longer, until you feel like like we don't have to push the pedal anymore, but we can just go with the momentum that we built up. There is movement, there is flow in the body, there is a lot of oxygen, there's a lot of blood circulation, of course. But there is a feeling of steadiness coming back, the heaviness. Even the head and the face can feel heavy now. And allow a little bit more space in between. Every rotation of your breath, every breathing in, every breathing out. When we're practicing Vinyasa, it's easy to picture the breath like a rotation or like a wave. And let's gently come out of this pigeon pose, just to do the other side, the same thing. We can slowly like lift up the head a little bit, come up to the hands and push the hands away, and gently just release this foot to shake it out a little bit. And when you're ready, just go the opposite way, slide the other foot forward. And any any support that you need. So always, I mean, we people, we have, I mean, most people have some issue, like with one knee more than the other, or so if you feel like one needs a little bit more attention, then give it the attention that it needs. But allow your body to feel that heaviness again, head and everything. The whole face feels heavy now. And we can allow a little bit space, calm and quiet in between. Like we're floating around in space, weightless. Very good. And so from this, if we crawl this one up to the hands again, slowly, gently, just that's pushing the hands away, and then like sliding that foot back, check it out a little bit. And we can separate the knees a lot. We can tuck in both feet. We did a Malasana squat a little bit early on, just to feel it, just to get in contact with the pelvic floor and the spine. And now we can kind of push the body back to a similar position, like we're pushing ourselves up to a little frog position. We can grab any blocks that we like, put under the heels or whatever we like. If you feel comfortable, just dropping the heels down, we can just like sit far back on the mat, and then we find ourselves back in this Malasana squat position, and then we can really make the spine straight. And if you feel okay now, we can push the hands together in front of the chest and just enjoy sitting in this position. So today we've been going in a slow but powerful flow. We also ended up in a camel pose, which can feel kind of intense. Should come back to feeling of going back to the base and eventually counter all this with a forward fold. Now we're just sitting like enjoying more and more relaxed feeling. You can close the eyes for another breath. We can kind of like peel off one layer at a time. And then you feel okay, just like releasing the hands, put them back behind you, and extend the legs. Should be plenty of space in front. We can just like use the like going outside of the mat if you want to. We can sit up, or we can put something under the knees, because the wide-legged forward fold can look just like this. It can look like this. It can also look like this. We're sitting up onto it. But either way, we want to be able to stay in it a little bit. We can push the hands like this in front of you, and if you feel okay, then we can slowly walk one hand at a time in front and see if we can maybe, we can hang out here for a little bit. Once again, soft face, relaxing. From here, one inhale, lengthening, and one exhale, gently allowing a bit more. That's all we need. It's like long space, long breath, everything super, super calm. Now we're slowly coming up from it. We can use the hands to kind of like grab them around the knees and take them together. We'd like to go on the back, eventually twisting a little bit, but we don't do any deep twisting today, just like easy twisting, as easy as possible. If you have blocks nearby, we don't need them behind you, but you might want to have them to the side so we can drop one leg down to a block. And from this, like, we can just like rock a little bit back, holding the shin. And then I'm gonna start with my right side twisting, so the left leg can just stretch out. I was actually planning that we're gonna do both poses today, but we kind of like, we managed to escape it, but this is like the easy version of it. We just like holding one leg, stretching it out, tucking the head in a little bit, flexing the belly, and there it is. We just stay here for 3, 2 breaths, and the last one. And then we release it, the foot down to the leg and the leg down to the mat, and then the knee can turn over the other side. It can end up onto a block if you want to, or just all the way down to the mat if you want to. And you can slide the other shoulder blade back a little bit and then extend the arm on the other side. So we just like twisting out as far as the body needs to go today. It doesn't have to be super far, but we always do a little twisty twist after a back bend. After a back bendy sequence, we do some little twisting, because it's always some part of the spine that needs a little bit extra release, and it's one way of doing it is to twist. Don't have to be long, just another couple breaths. Let's see if we can come out of it slowly, gently, lifting up that knee again. And if you ended up a little bit on the side of the mat, we can just rock back to the center, and then we can kiss this knee goodbye and then extend it, and then grab the other one instead. And we can hold it, like hold tension in the core, like we're doing a low boat pose, like really pointed feet, head towards the knee, and just breathing. 1, 2, 3, and slowly, gently release. And this leg that we're holding, come over to the other side, we're twisting, rocking into it. If it feels comfortable, that knee can land onto a block or all the way down to the mat if you want to. Just like let the other shoulder blade widen a little bit to the left, and then some people say turn the head towards that hand, but I find that too intense. I think it's better to just like look up at the ceiling. If you easily can touch both shoulder blades to the ground, then you can also rotate the head a little bit further. Two. And slowly rocking back. Very, very nice. Coming down, like grab it again. Last inverted position. We can actually grab both of these and then slide them into a happy baby pose. We can take the hands, slide them up the calf muscles all the way up to the feet if you want to, and just separate them a little bit. And then slowly let the shoulders and head sink down, widen the position a little bit. Just rocking a little bit and enjoying. And also feeling really satisfied, like happy for what you have explored in yourself, and be extra happy if it has been challenging for you today. Then when we release the feet from the happy baby pose and just like kick them out into a shavasana, we can We can use any of the previous tools under the knees, or if you want to release the spine even more. Otherwise, just like kick them to the side and let your body be really flat and still. Lying on the back and allowing the hands to be just where they want to be. That's a good Shavasana. A good alignment for it is when you feel like you're sinking down in sand, not quicksand, but just a warm, nice beach sand. Perfect temperature. The air is also perfect, but it's just a little bit cooler. It's cooling you down in a nice way. They have a special word for it in Chinese. I think it's liang kuai, which means nice and cool. The original meaning of the word nirvana or nibbana is also similar meaning to cool down. Just become nice and cool. That's what we want. And we stay in this space even a little bit longer. Allow even more space inside you. Don't have to do anything. That's the best part. We can listen around the body for if you're holding in tightness, if there's one last small muscle that hasn't quite relaxed yet. Maybe it's the jaw, or maybe it's somewhere else in the face, in between the eyebrows, or around the hips. You can move around in the body and then come back to a feeling of freedom, like weightlessness in space. Here we are. Very nice way of getting into a cool and nice state. And we can stay in this feeling of cooling down. We can allow movement, and we can allow ourselves to come back to the senses, feel the air around the body, perfect temperature again. Eventually finding our way back to the starting position, which is the end position, but slowly, gently, just like moving the fingers, maybe open up the jaw a little bit, and then stretch out, see how the body feels, waking up, stretching out really long. And then some people like to rock up to a seated position, and some people just like to maybe lie down to the side a little bit first, curl up in a baby position, and then eventually just sit up. And this is the start position, and this is the end position. And one of the first things that I really noticed when I started practicing yoga regularly is this, how much more comfortable I feel in the body, sitting straight. There's no restlessness in the body. I can sit like this, and we can have the hands on the lap and just enjoy. We could do another hour of meditation now if we wanted to. That's the meaning, that's the beauty of it. So let's see if we can take the hands over the head again, like stretch them out. I know today has been a little bit intense on the hands and wrists, and see how they feel. If you make a fist, or extend the fingers again, and then take the hands over you, but this time we can rub the palms together over the head, and see how the shoulders are feeling when we're lifting them up a little bit. And the hands become a little bit warm if we rub them together. And then we can let them rain down over the head. Slide them all the way over the temples. See how they are doing. The eyebrows and the forehead. We can make forefingers long in from the center of the forehead, just like slide them out to the edges again and to the temples. And then cup the entire hand over the face and open up the eyes. Thank you very much. Namaste. That was a good to be here, and thank you. Hope you will.
I'll figure out camel pose.
Yeah, this one is like one that's, I know many people have this as their least favorite pose. It's like the pose that some people really hate. So it's nice to.
So are your feet flat, or are you sitting on
Yeah,
your toes? I can't do broken toe pose because of my foot surgeries.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So
if I keep my feet flat.
yeah, it's good actually. Ideally, you want to keep the feet flat.
And knees together, knees apart.
Apart, like hips with like that, like this. You're a little bit more together. I think I was. This is perfect.
Okay.
But